right. Well, let's get started, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Hello Houston. We go live Monday through Friday from 7:15 to 8:15 Central Standard Time. I am Andy, known as just as Andy in these internet streets. And today you are in Hello Houston. At the top, you see a greenhouse. Do me a favor. If you can relate, go ahead and follow us. Or if you like what we're speaking about, go ahead and follow us. Today's topic is old traditions versus new traditions. What's the difference now? This should be pretty dope. Hey, Andy with an I. This should be a dope conversation because we always talk about what we was doing back in the day and what our family was doing. So who want to go first? And let's.
I don't know. I don't like nothing old tradition, so we'll spark it. Anytime I hear old tradition, I don't like it. Chances are it was in the industrial age, and it don't work for this new age era. So, yeah, that's me. We got new traditions.
You don't think some of the old ways making us do the new stuff?
No, I don't like nothing old.
Oh snap! So you don't want that old thing back? All right, Mr. Brown. I seen you came off the mic. This is your idea. What's going on? Give us some info,
I'm
real quick.
laughing at Travis, man. He's so straight with it. He said, I don't like nothing old. Uh, oh man, that brings me to weird conversations. But no, Rhonda, I was proud of Rhonda, man. When I saw Rhonda at the airport, I said she just told me she never rode a plane. Look at God, growing and stuff. Um, no, I feel like Travis in some ways. I feel like some old traditions help cultivate family and help cultivate connectivity and things of that nature. But a lot of our old traditions are just traditions out of ignorance and poverty. Even the way we eat for the holidays, it's sad, but it's true. A lot of the things we do, we did out of coming from poor places where they made the best out of what they had. And it's funny, we kept a lot of the negative stuff and didn't keep a lot of the positive stuff that came with those traditions. So I'm all about new traditions, doing things differently, investigating better ways to do things. But I do respect some of those old traditions that promoted family and community and the healthy stuff, you know?
I think money would be what I would talk about with old school versus new tradition, old tradition versus new traditions. So this is crazy as hell what I'm about to say, but it's real. I never touched paper cash from. I really never had paper cash from 2006 until about 2018. So when people would bring out cash, I'm looking at them like crazy, right? But the second part is I watched my family struggle because they hated credit as I was building a credit profile in business and personal. They was asking where are you getting all this money from, like I was selling dope again. But I wasn't, just to keep it apparent with you. I know it's being taped. But so it couldn't from a tradition traditionally, um traditionally we couldn't be more elevated as a community because you had to have cash. And if you didn't have cash, it was you can't really have anything. So because they were stuck on being a cash community, I literally, me and my grandmother, because my grandmother really turned me on to this, we exploded as far as the reach that we have, the leverage that we have based on credit, because our family was so caught in being cash mindset, and people still have that, um, and people have that mindset and still have that mindset to the day. So they have no clue how to make more money. Excuse me, they're still trying to chase the paper dollar because that was an old tradition, and all they had to do is build that credit profile and be committed to responsible and accountable for their credit profile so they could then elevate. But so old school versus new school, I think that's the difference. I believe anybody that's impoverished right now just haven't learned the credit system. And that's the reason why you can't be more than what you are. But that's just me.
Where's the what? Dun dun dun. Bump bump bump. What is it? I need that alarm. My bad. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. let's see. Tony, what do you think about this old tradition versus new traditions?
Listen, give me my old hand clapping, no napping, hand clapping, toe tapping, no napping gospel music, and from back in the day, I gotta have it. It's just the way it is. It speaks to my soul. Beyond that, I ain't never had a checkbook, never wanted a checkbook. Cash was a deal for me. It ain't so much now, but yeah, sort of like what Lindell was just touching on. But other than that, there's a lot of things that we used to do that I'd love to probably continue to do, but well, I'm in Texas. Most of my family is shit. We got family all over the damn place. You know what I mean? So some of them things it makes it a little difficult logistically wise for everybody to get together, even for most funerals these days. So but beyond that, I'm able to I'm able to bob and weave and get on with a new idea, a new way of doing things, and so it be what it be. For instance, even in this trucking spirit, right? There's this thing. Well, there's kind of two sides, right? Old truck, new truck, leasing versus buying, so on and so forth, right? Uh, Hell, I done it all except for the leasing part, and just something that I ain't wanted to, but I'm open to the idea if I can make it make dollars and cents, right? So so that being said, you know, hey, if do what works for you. That's just how I see it at the end of the day. But don't be completely close to an idea without really considering it, or maybe even dip your toes in it and try it out. So but yeah. Uh, did that help? Did that answer your question, Sister Andy?
It
Uh,
definitely answers the question, brother Tony.
Yeah, it's like yesterday, there was just the typical me. Everybody get here in Clubhouse. Then I put that smooth groove thing on
Oh,
and that just kind of took everybody back to a different place.
oh
Cause
God,
life is wonderful.
that part.
You
So look,
understand?
so would y'all this or that? Let's get a this or that real quick. We gonna go by the snap of the button at the bottom with this or that. So would you guys prefer old credit versus new credit? Right? Tap the water. Yeah. All right. So if you prefer old credit, tap your mics real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Old credit. All right. All right. And if you want new credit, tap your mics.
Can I have them both?
Okay. No.
I'm right there with you, Tony.
All right, caller, tap in. What? Why you want this new credit? What's up?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. For me, Andy, is I feel like new credit is more accessible for people of color, and so when I think about old credit, I think about this rigid, stiff institution that was kind of exclusive and kind of um, didn't allow people of color to really be able to leverage the way we can now. So that's why I said.
Real quick, before we go any further, we have a few announcements in Hello Houston. Right now it's 7:30, so I'm gonna give a little few announcements, then we'll continue with the topic. So before I go any further, if y'all don't mind, please ping some more people into your ping jail. And also, the Focus Business Conference is coming up in March the 10th through the 3rd. I'm sorry, March the 10th through the 12th. Please go get your tickets on www.focusbusiness.com. And also, Just Andy is hosting a vision party. So please tap in with Just Andy for a vision board party on December the 11th. And also, Hello Houston is Googleable. Yes, we are Googleable. So please go to Google and just type in Hello Houston, Texas. And that's all you got to type in. It will be the first thing to pop up. And so let's get back into the topic.
All right. Thank you, T. Coop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, today's topic is old traditions versus new traditions, which was brought to you by Mr. Brown himself, the insurance provider. I'm sorry, the insurance sorry, I was watching Come Money, y'all. The insurance broker, they can get you whatever you need when it comes to life insurance. So make sure you tap in with Mr. Brown if you have some time. All right, let's keep it going. Brian, Pocket, you available?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
Hey,
Um,
I'm doing pretty good. Let us
I'm
know
kind of
what's the
uh, I kind of like the old school, man. It was more interaction instead of the computer wise of. I guess it's just me, man. I like hand to hand interaction, like shaking hands and looking people in the face and feel your demeanor. If I'm gonna give you my money, I can kind of sort of feel and look in your eyes to see if it's gonna be worth it or not. So I'm kind of old school, but that's just my take on it.
So before you usually spend money, you basically want to see this person in interaction, or you want to see what they actually
One hundred
doing, or
percent,
something like that. Is that
one
what you're
hundred
saying?
percent. Because like I always say, I can sit in the back of the room and watch everybody and see who I want to do business with, or see who I want to associate myself with. So I just like to sit back and just watch people. And with this new age, all you got to do is click buttons. And if I was to give my money to somebody, I would like to see who I'm giving my money and my time and my energy to. So I'm kind of old.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So look, here's something. So you have the pocket, right? And with the pocket, it's a gadget that basically, if something happens when you get pulled over, you can literally put it outside of your car on your door, so someone can get your information out of there, right? So, do you think the old school way of, when you used to ride around the neighborhood and the police officers was like somebody's daddy or somebody's brother, and they actually call you when that person gets in trouble, versus now the police that pull you over because they don't know you, they're afraid and they feel like you trying to hurt them? What's your what's your
100%. 100%. So it can be like if a police officer from the community that know a person that has some kind of type of anxiety or some kind of neurodiverse something's going on mentally with them. The police officer in the neighborhood knew this kid from growing up 20, 30 years, right? So they know how to handle the situation. They know how to call the mama, the daddy, and the grandmother. So they don't have to get other police officers involved that don't know how to handle the situation. And when they come straight to the scene, they ready to beat, pistol whip, shoot, handcuff, and all the stuff that's not needed because of someone already knowing the situation, that's been in the neighborhood, that's been trolling the neighborhood and understand the situation. So I love that. I love that 100%. If we can get back to that, I think it'll be a little bit more.
okay, so what do you think that we're missing right there? Is it that the kids now that's going to college, they don't want to be police officers? Or, is it the neighborhood at this point trying to move away to go to other areas and be something in those areas? This is why we don't see, Uncle Bob down the street, Aunt Patty on the porch. Is this
I think it's all of the above. Got kids nowadays, they want to go be rappers, basketball players, football players, and everything, and don't go back to their community. And if we can just start getting the kids to go back to their community, first of all, just trying to get them on the force. If we can get them on the police force, because you can be an influencer on the internet right now and make millions of dollars instead of going to be a police officer and making $45,000 a year. So I think this whole social media internet thing is just really like ruining us a little bit.
okay? Who want to tap in on that conversation?
Mr. Brown, um, I hear what he's saying, and I think this was had. I laughed the other day, and I had the conversation with a buddy right after. They said y'all won't be rappers and Instagram influencers, and we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need infiltrators, if you will, people who have the aptitude to go into these professions and stick to the code of treating your people fairly. And I'll say that, but I'll say this quick thing. My buddy, older guy, I say my buddy, but he's more like a mentor. He goes to Home Depot. He buys his wood. Everybody knows wood's going through the roof. But he has a white buddy. White buddy, he gives him the money. He says, you go get this for me, pick this up for me. White buddy comes back with half the money. He say, yo, what you got, a discount? He's like, no. What do you pay? Come to find out, he's going to Home Depot The white guy goes deals with the same rep he's been dealing with 20 years, 10, 15 years, and he's getting it at the same price Home Depot's paying for it. Now, the black guy owns 10 homes, has been going to the same Home Depot for as long as they've been open, 30 years maybe, and is paying full price at the register, dealing with the same rep. People don't know that's existing. They're not having those conversations. So when Brian brings up the police situation, it's the same. It's the same effect, just in policing. You can't claim they're not treating you fairly if you're not stepping in a position and remembering the mission. Because that's not that we got a lot of black police officers that treat us worse than the white ones. And where I'm from, and it's weird, funny, but they do, and they look down on us, and I'm saying us because I come from that, but it's like, yo, how you looking down on your people when you're supposed to be in this position to make sure we're treated fairly? So, I dig it, Brian, but that's one of those old tradition, new tradition things for real. Is yeah, you got the good job and you move from the hood, but remember the mission. Stay on task.
I think, hey y'all, this is Joni with the police situation. Um, People, you see these officers in position now, but if you go back to their childhood, they were the bullied kid. They were the kid that lacked. So their reason for even becoming a police officer is for that power. So I think people are stepping into these roles for the wrong, before for the wrong thing. So you got beat up in school, so you're going to be a police officer, so you can have this power over people, and then that's when they start showing their ass. Me, in my
Joni, I know a lot of cops who are just ex-athletes. They weren't necessarily picked on in school. Matter of fact, all except for one of them. The ex-football players who didn't make it into college or they didn't make it through college. And I can name about a good seven of them. Three of them decent. The other four are like the worst people to run into on the beat. When they're on the clock, they're muscle punks. They're working out. They taking whatever pre-workout or post-workout, and they act like it. They act like muscle punks with badges, no matter who they stop. So
exactly, it's a
I
self-esteem.
agree with you,
It's a
but it's
self-esteem.
not just that. Yes, it's self.
Very much a self-esteem issue. They like I mean it didn't necessarily have to be bullied. That was just an example that I was using, but it's definitely a self-esteem issue. They lacked something, so they needed that badge for power.
I'm more of a mixture with old tradition versus new tradition. I'm more a little. I have a mixture. I'm really like 20% old tradition and kind of like 80% new tradition because I'm a techie. I love technology and I use technology for almost every single thing versus meeting people, shaking hands, stuff like that because technology, this is where it's going. So I'm really more towards the new edition with Zoom calls, stuff like that because to me it's more easier sometimes, especially we can't get in front of somebody because somebody else say, well, I can't be in person, I can't be at this place at the right time, but I get on Zoom, I can work from home, I can do this. That's okay, we can do that. So I'm more tradition than old tradition, if that makes sense.
But what old traditions are you keeping?
The old tradition I'm keeping is writing stuff down, like notepad. I still do that. Instead of put it in like a sign and stuff like that. I still like take notes in my notepad, stuff like that. And also I put in my phone. That's a really one of the old traditions I have.
I like that. I think those are the things I stick to. Things I put in my phone outside of stuff I copy and paste and add to my Instagram posts, like my advertisements, everything else, like even with my client meetings, we have the ability to do digital, but I choose to write it down. I think it sticks to the memory more, but also I don't go back to those digital notes all the time. Like it's rare that I'll go back to something that I saved digitally. But that notebook, it's in front of me every time I sit at my computer and I'm flipping through the pages. You know,
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the power of the pen.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those. If you around me a lot, you'll notice I write a lot. Like I will take a whole vine ream of paper and write all my thoughts just to come up with one one thing that I'm really trying to do, right? I'm one of those things, I'm one of those people like I gotta write it out to actually see it, then I have to visualize it, then I want to present it to other people. So this is why if you have been following me, you know, give me a whiteboard, baby. We're gonna write everything out. So I totally agree with you, T Coop. I'm gonna write everything. You can get real mad at me, talk about me killing trees. That's cool. I ain't doing no tripping. But at the same time, I'm gonna make it happen, right? So yeah, but let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Again, good morning. Good morning. We're talking about old traditions versus new traditions. What's the difference now? Let's see who we got
And
next.
hang on just a second. Let me
Okay,
interrupt this what do you call it?
it ain't a
Something scheduled
podcast
program.
clubhouse.
Anyway, look here. We reset the room right quick. Listen, it's kind of warm down. It's like Travis kind of weather down here today, so I'm sweating already this morning. But anyway, how? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome here to Hello Houston, where we go live weekdays 7:15 to 8:15, and sometime the grooves just hit you and keep you moving past that 8:15 mark. So here in Hello Houston, we discuss any and all topics surrounding business, current events, and lifestyle. Any lifestyle. Uh, if you have a topic that you want discussed here on the platform, send one of us a message. We'll get it on for you. Let me get out of that right quick. Just feel like I'm losing my thought process. But anyway, so yeah. So look, y'all. Hello Houston. Weekdays, 7:15 to 8:15. There's a banner on the top of the screen. You tap that banner. You can go there to our website, sign up to become a member, uh, check out what we got on our upcoming calendar of events, so on and so forth. If you aren't following us here on Hello Houston, the Clubhouse Room, tap that little house up to the top left. You can follow the club there. Uh, and if you're in the audience or if you're in this room, hey, raise your hand. We'll get you up on stage. We'd love to hear your opinion, your thoughts, what may be on your mind. So, look, um, with that being said, I see a name down there that just is Jakuda Love. We have to have you up top here. Got to get you up here because that Cuda Dane just did something to me. It took me back to the country there. But weather report for today. The weather where I am, damn it, it's hot. Lots of sunshine. It's hot. It's going to be humid. Oh, man. Like I say, this is Travis kind of weather, you know. Lindell, come on down and join us today. You can get a sweat on today, man. Um, but yeah, it's just gonna be miserable today. It ain't fall like at all. But that being said, y'all, let's jump back into it, and we're discussing old traditions versus new tradition. What's the difference now? So let's get back into it.
Letty, we're gonna go ahead and get to you. How you
Good morning. Good morning. I'm good. I'm in the kitchen and getting food ready for the day. I like some old school stuff. For example, I like the getting together of family. I'm all about family. Um, One thing I would change for a new school perspective is what we talk about around the table. One of the things that I make sure that I do with my family now is we talk about our health. And when we're going to get these tests done, that is like an open conversation with my family now, something I really harp on because we don't talk about the things that's going on with us and things that have been happening to other family members. When you go into the doctor's office and they sit up here and ask you, you know, does your family have a history of this and a history of that? They're like, well, I don't know because this is not something we talk about around at the table. But no, I make it a point to have that conversation with my family members all over. So I'm here in sunny Florida, but majority of my family are actually in North Carolina. So I love nowadays dealing with tech also because I make it a point to have a meeting with my family on Zoom, and my business actually runs off of Zoom also. So I like some old school ways and I like some new school ways. I yield the mic.
Oh, I like that. That's one thing I do with my boys when they home. Believe it or not, we do not sing or dance at the table unless it's a holiday or something like that, like something that just hits. But yeah, we don't do that. Also, with my boys, I like to eat dinner at one time and while the food is still hot. So they fully understand when it's time to eat, we eat together and we talk about each other day, whether we being funny, whether we not being funny. And most of the times we don't do like the iPads and the cell phones at the table because we want that interaction, right? But some days I let them go ahead and do it just to get it over with, right? So I second that whole motion of sitting at the table with the family having discussions and stuff like that. So also some of the old traditions that I keep as well is I make sure that we all come together and we put up the Christmas tree. I'm big on holidays, if you guys didn't know. I like to pull down the lights together, pull down the Christmas tree together, put it together, go in the yard and actually put the stuff up in the yard. So that's one tradition I won't stop. And I plan on doing my own tradition with my family. And when I say family, I mean my immediate family, my boys, and then when they have their kids where we're gonna start bringing in New Year's at home, like a breakfast or whatnot. Well, New Year's Eve to go into New Year's, and then they can do whatever. So yeah, that's what I like to do.
Let me
Let's
ask you,
keep it
Andy.
going.
Is it a real
Huh?
tree? Is it this or that for you, Andy? A real tree or a fake tree?
So we used to have real trees, and yeah, who likes to clean it up? Nobody. So we go back to the old tree.
Nobody.
But we can go in the we can go the back of Tony house. He got about 50 trees back there.
Damn.
Hey,
They got a
hey,
spray now though.
we can't be sending people to the
The
off the
good.
grid location.
That's
Um,
exactly what it
that
is.
might
That's
be
the money
that might be where
location.
our Thanksgiving meal come from, back there in the woods. Damn it!
Boy, that's
Shit,
funny. Boy, that's where I'm
you know
going.
I can't get
Food.
permission. You know I can't get permission from my wife to make that happen, but I have to fix my own stuff over to the side and leave it over to the side. So
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely. But yeah, we definitely got fake trees right now. I actually want to buy a new one. I want a bigger one, but yeah, that's what we like to do.
I got one
Yeah,
I'll
I
sell
guess
you.
that's a this and that for everybody. Y'all like old tree? I mean, old trees. Y'all like fake trees or new trees?
I don't like none of
Tap
them.
in. Oh, I'm
I
sorry,
like the
Grinch.
fake tree because I'm the dad. I gotta carry the old tree. I gotta carry the real tree. I gotta flock it. I gotta clean it. So as a dad, I like a fake tree, and I buy the spray that make it smell like a real tree.
And
I'm
being that I got to be the one to do all that too, Mr. Brown, just give me the fake tree so I can put it together, disassemble it right quick, and I'm done.
These people have no shame, Tony. They look at you like this is your job. They don't even discuss it. They don't even discuss it.
Look, it ain't about the tree anyway. It's about the lights. Hell, the lights and all the other stuff you can hang off it. So
Oh, then you get to be
fat.
one,
tall and get and take directions. Cause you tall, you got to do everything. Y'all
Yeah,
better get the
and
ladder in
also
here.
put on some Christmas music or some music to get you going. You know Mariah Carey played hard during the
Man,
holidays.
Mariah Carey
So get
makes so
on
much money
YouTube, throw it on. Yeah,
off of
I ain't mad
Christmas
at it at
music.
all. She just came out with a new collection, if I'm correct.
She's
And I'm
singing,
gonna jam
she's
that
singing
too.
the same
I
songs,
got
and
another this or that for you. I got another
That's
this
I
or that for
right.
listen
you.
to
And
it.
I'm
Is it
gonna
too?
turn it. I'm gonna turn
i-
it up like it's brand new.
Is it too early for the Christmas theme music? Yes or no?
No,
This or
No,
that?
I'm
Yes or
right
ready
after
no?
holiday.
for it.
No.
Right after
no. We
holiday.
started in
After
July.
Halloween.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
That's what I'm talking about, Carla. Sonora, hey.
Good morning.
Good
Let's
morning.
talk about fake trees, real trees. Now, give me the real deal.
Uh-oh.
No fake tree. Maybe
Oh
we try
yeah,
to
you
get
from
some
up
fake
north
diamonds
though.
after that for Christmas.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute, not the fade.
Oh,
We got to keep it real.
Crazy. All right, well, let us know. What is the old traditions
Keep
versus new traditions? What's the difference now? What are you
Old tradition.
Hello. Good morning, guys.
how you doing, Metha?
Good morning. Everything good. So I have something to say about Westheimer Road. So many car accidents, and I think the police need to do their job.
Okay.
Agree?
So
I'm
Dang.
serious.
what's the old tradition versus the new tradition of Westheimer? Do you know?
Old tradition. I know about Houston. Old tradition Houston without Palestinian community. Palestinian American now in Houston.
Uh huh.
So welcome.
Uh huh.
And I'm a Palestinian American. Say,
Y'all serious?
can you bring Malik to here because
No, no,
Malik
no, no,
sent me
no,
on the
no,
back
no.
channel.
We're talking to you. We're talking to you. So
Yeah, I'm
what's the old tradition with Pakistanians versus the new one? Sorry,
Palestinian,
Palestinians. Yeah. So what's the old
Palestine.
versus new? Either
Yeah.
way, what's the new?
So
What's the old tradition versus the new?
the old. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. So
Okay.
this is the thing, Miss Andy. We as a Palestinian community, American Palestinian, proudly, we have a culture like food. For example, like we cook falafel, hummus, shawarma, and we have something called makluba, which is we make the rice. So okay, I'm gonna tell you about makluba. It's so delicious. We bring like we fried veggies on the bottom of the bowl, and after we cook it with rice, we flip it upside down. We call it makluba. It's so delicious. We make it one sometimes with chicken, sometimes with beef, right? So you could make it either like whatever meat you wanna put. But it's so delicious. So old tradition Houston, Burger King. New tradition Houston, Palestinian food, Middle Eastern food, shawarma, hummus, falafel. So here in Houston, they have something called Abu Omar Halal, which is shawarma and Middle Eastern food. All over Houston, they have food trucks all over Texas. It's good. It's not expensive and so convenient. So you could walk to the food truck and buy all the food for like $10, $15. You're gonna be filled up. You and your boyfriend. Thank you.
Okay. So you say it's off of Westheimer and what? What's the cross street that the food trucks be?
So Westheimer Road and Winrock, there is a location for Abu Omar Halal called Arabilla. Okay,
Alabama. Okay.
okay. I'm gonna put it on my PTR. It's a very good food. It's a Middle Eastern food, shawarma, hummus, falafel. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys something about shawarma. It's so healthy because it's the best way to cook the meat.
Uh huh.
The way to cook the meat, our way to cook the meat, we don't touch the plate. The meat never touch the plate, never touch the grease.
Mhm.
It cooked the fire around it, so it's fire around the
Mm.
meat. You get what I mean? So this is the healthy way to cook the meat. It's one second. I'm gonna show you something.
Okay. Is it more on like a steak or something like that? Like what do they call like the little sticks that you hang the meat and then put the fire around that?
Yeah, it's same way as gyro. Have you heard of gyro?
Yeah. Yeah. I eat it with hummus.
Yeah, so it's same way gyro, but we don't cook it as gyro. Like it's not gyro. It's either chicken or beef, right?
Okay. Mhm.
So we do have gyro, but at this point we don't have gyro. We have shawarma chicken or beef. I'm gonna put it on my PTR. I want to ask everyone to come by because we have opened this location last month right here off Westheimer Road, Winrock and Westheimer. It's like cross street from the Polycats. If anyone know where the Polycats is, PTR please. This is our
Okay.
restaurant. This is our restaurant right here. So
Okay.
delicious food. Shawarma, hummus, falafel. Mr. Brown, you're welcome anytime. Any guys. Andy, T Cube, Tony, around everybody. Please
I
Okay.
come
live around
in.
the world, boss. I've had my experiences with shawarma and Middle Eastern food. Wasn't the best, but to each his own. Do y'all practice
Yes, yeah,
respect over there though? Like, do y'all respecting women and how y'all moving in that
Oh, come
regard?
on, man.
of course, of course.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
no,
tell
no,
you
no,
something.
Meta. No, you're not.
No, no,
No, you're
no,
not.
no.
You're not gonna answer that. No, you're not. No, you're not. So with the food, the company that you actually have itself, when are you guys are open?
Oh, we open every day 9. So the food trucks they open 9 until 5 in the morning. So basically, we're hard
Okay.
working. We hard working. We hard worker Houston's. You know, We the most people who respect the community because we work hard. So we only
Okay.
close for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? With
Okay.
7 days a week. Okay, could you imagine last year or when or the winter? Everyone knows that Texas closed for the whole week, right?
Yeah.
We the one who opened all over Texas.
Okay.
The line on our food, there used to be like more than 500 people. We worked hard for the whole week. We served the community for the whole week. Even McDonald's closed, we opened. So see how much we respect the community we live in. We could stay home, you know what I mean? But this is the thing. We support the community in the hard time. This is how we are. And for the question Mr. Brown asked, I will tell you our women bring a lot of kids. That's mean we respect them. We respect them a lot. You know what I mean? She's not gonna give us kids if we don't respect her. You know what I mean? We give a lot. We bring a lot of kids. So many. We like kids. We love kids because we love our women. We
And
love
it's no
family.
disrespect, Meta. It's no disrespect. It's
We
a
love
direct question.
family. We love family, and we don't
It's a
pay child
direct question
support
because
because we don't get divorced after we have kids.
no,
Thank you
I'm only
so
being
much.
clear. I'm only asking that question only
Thank you
because
so much.
that's the encounter or the interaction that I've sent and had conversations with black women about when going to these
By the way,
different establishments. And I always ask them about being respected and how they're treated. So when I ask you that, it's only because I want you to acknowledge who you're speaking to and that we do move with respect. And in
yes,
regard to
yes, yes.
respect, it's very important.
True, true.
Not to unrage you, not to cause no conflict, but to point out that we gonna patronize because we patronize. We spend our dollars quite freely in every community. And
True,
if the
true.
least thing we
I'm
respect,
speaking.
if
I'm
all we
speaking
ask
as
for
an
is respect,
American. As I'm speaking.
that's what I'm
As
saying.
a Palestinian
That's
American.
where I was coming
I'm
from.
an
I was coming from
American.
that point.
Yes,
That's
and
all. That's all.
we serve the community same as anybody else. We work hard, and we part of the economy. You know what I mean? And we serve the community in the hardest time. Corona. Texas closed for the whole week, maybe 10 days. Nobody has electricity. We have electricity because food trucks. You know what I mean? That's why we serve the community in the very hard time. And I want to thank you all for listening to me. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no problem, Method. Do me a huge favor.
Yes,
If you don't mind, go to hellohoustontexas.com and become a member. And also, if you can, back channel me your restaurant name because I can barely see it in the PTR, and I'm gonna see which day I'm available to come because I like Middle Eastern food. So, um,
thank you so
do
much.
me a favor and send it to my back channel. We'll figure out when we can come and support you, right? Everybody
Yes,
have their
yes.
own culture and how they support each other or how they move, so it's all right. Ain't
It's
nothing
very
wrong
good
with
food, and we have so many.
Yes.
We have locations all over Texas. We have locations in New Orleans. Now we have locations in we open locations in Los Angeles. We have one location in Tampa, Florida. All these
it. Okay,
locations, all these locations as Middle Eastern shawarma, Abu Omar Halal, Texas style. So this is so important. See, we're not selfish. We made Middle Eastern food, shawarma, as a Texas style. So we have it as a Texas style. We don't keep it
okay,
to ourselves as Arab or Palestinian. No, our business open in Texas, grow in Texas, and we have it as a Texas style shawarma. So that's why
okay.
we're not that much selfish. We love the people around us. We love the people who support us. We love all our customers. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no problem. What we'll do too is with the person that's over the Westheimer district, we'll make sure you get in Hello Houston district on me. Um, so I need your information. I don't mind highlighting you in our district of a place to go while when someone comes to Houston. So I appreciate you. Make sure you inbox me or DM me your company's name and then we'll go from there, all right?
I will. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Oh
Thank you
yeah,
for letting
no
me speak.
problem.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, no
Thank you, Mr.
problem. Thank
Brown.
you for jumping in. All right. So T Coop, you wanna go ahead and do this?
My bad. I'm trying to get the mute button. Also, Meta, I definitely tapping with you because I'm on West Time as well. I'll look into your restaurant as well. But also, In Hello Houston, we have a couple of announcements in Hello Houston. So first announcement is the Focus Business Conference, which is coming up on March the 10th through the 12th. Please, you get your tickets. Please go to the website at www.focusbusiness.com. And also, Andy is hosting a vision board party on December 11th. Please tap in with her as well to get more information and get your tickets. And also, we are Googleable. Yes, we are Googleable. So basically, you go in, type in "Hello Houston, Texas" in the search box on Google, and the first thing you will see is "Hello Houston." So let's get back on. Let's get back to the topic. Hello, so I keep saying hello. Old traditions versus new traditions. Sorry, y'all.
Oh yeah, no problem. Let's go to Andy with an I.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning, good morning. So tell us, what do you think about the old tradition versus the new tradition? What's the
I personally feel like being like a hairstylist, there are like older traditions that like making appointments is probably one of the biggest things I think people are trying to get adjusted to. You used to tell your stylist that, okay, write me down in my book, but nowadays we have all our appointment bookings online. So just being in that environment, I hear my coworkers and other people, the older generation, have a harder time with booking appointments in that way. So I feel like, in a sense, I can see how technology is affecting like stylists, and also when it comes to promoting your business. Um, Social media definitely is like the new way. However, I think for entrepreneurs, you have to now turn into like a, a new way of marketing. So, as much as I enjoy watching TikToks and all those videos, it's not my favorite thing to have to do to promote, but it's definitely something we have to do. I think the newer generation, um, sometimes we're too involved with our phones and we need to kind of like put them down. But um, the way the world is moving, there's no way. So you kind of have to just hop on to anything, whether it's finances, you kind of have to go with the flow of things, because I feel like there will be a major gap financially between people if they don't hop on to the new ways. I'm done.
Oh yes, listen, I love the fact that I can schedule my appointment online versus having to call and say, hey, do you have availability, this, that, and the third. And big shout out to Ashley, big shout out to Denise. Those are my hairstylists. My braider is Sandra. Listen, they have been with me for years and know me like a book. If I can schedule an appointment and be there the earliest time is possible, baby, I am coming. And they will tell you you can book online. Once you book online, I got you. I love it. I absolutely love stylists that does time management and respect their clients and try to give the best quality service as possible. So big shout out to you. I know Ashley is down there at the bottom. She's a realtor now in the Humble location, but she can go anywhere in Texas. But listen, Ashley used to have my house slick when she was on the south side. You hear me? I still go to her now. I'm like, hey, you got stuff? I gotta make that hour drive, but I'm coming. So big shout out
Agreed.
to you, Andy, with an eye too. Man, Ashley, tell me I'm lying. Where's the
You
lie?
tell no lies. You tell no lies.
It's a hair bully for me. Y'all make sure y'all check out Hair Bully for me. That's Ashley's company. She's the owner of that. So if you on the north side and you know your daughter need her hair done, or your wife want her hair done, or if she got a small, what do you call it, a shortcut, Ashley can get you together. Now I don't know if she's doing it still, but listen, I'm telling you, I highly recommend her. Yeah, Ashley, you wanna shout out your business? I know I kind of.
Not y'all. Andy did everything. I'm in Humble. I do short hair, silk presses, natural hair, taking care of your hair. So send your wives, your cousins, your sisters, your babies my way.
be a side piece too. All right, so
Nuh-uh, don't be getting me caught up in none
Whoa,
of
What?
that.
whoa.
No.
Look,
Let me know when
question
one of them.
before.
Let me know
be-
when the galley is full of them. Let me walk in here right quick. See what?
Look,
I'm telling you.
question before I get off, y'all. Look, Miss Hairstylist, do you? I'm this traditional for me. Do you use Marcel's? Because I have short hair, and I cannot stand flat irons when they curling my hair.
No, ma'am, I'm not the hairstylist for you. I'm sorry.
See, but I thank you very much. I
Yeah, that
will.
carpal tunnel is something else. That used to be
Yes,
my
ma'am.
thing, but it hurts.
Okay. Well, thank you.
No.
All right, y'all. Tap in. Who hadn't gone yet with the tradition, non-tradition, new tradition? Jump in. Tap.
I think Sonara trying to go before Meta interrupted her.
You caught that, right?
Yes, ma'am. I catch everything.
Somebody else saw it. I wasn't tripping. Okay, I'm sorry for being me. I
No, no, no.
apologize.
I definitely, let's sidebar. I definitely understood the assignment. I wanted y'all to hear what was going to happen. That's why I was like, nah, Mr.
Oh,
Brown, don't do that. You
I just
can't.
wanted it to be a safe place, and it's not a safe place if you can just disrespect anybody.
But
Right.
we have black folks that do it all the time.
And you got to
Don't
check
get
them
me.
too at the
You
gate. You
got
got to
people
check it.
that come in. You got people that come in Hello Houston be very freaking disrespectful, and nobody say anything to them. So
I
if
must
we
not have
gonna
been here.
do it to
Let me say it
everybody.
like this, Andy. In my way of traditional versus untraditional, I think that's where a ball was dropped. People stopped checking sucker shit. Like we stopped checking people being disrespectful
Okay.
to grandmothers and being public in our community in certain ways. So it flourished in our communities. Whereas with Meta,
Mhm.
when he talking in his community, they never stop checking. Like they still checking everything. They don't let nothing slide in their community when it come to disrespect. And I think
Mhm.
that's the flip of the culture. When you talk about traditional and how we traditionally raise our kids, and how the new school is kind of more like a buddy system, less than
Mhm.
a totalitarian. I don't know. Like there's no less order structure, in my opinion, in
I
some ways.
You
You
are
get what I'm
so,
saying, though?
understand.
you're so
You're totally correct, and I want to tell you I'm a part of the new system. The old system, I get it. Everybody's so strict on respect, but you can be disrespectful being respectful at the same time too. So we're gonna keep it going though, because this is a whole nother conversation. This conversation is being recorded, so I appreciate you guys' input. Sonara, go ahead.
now when we're talking about old tradition versus new tradition, are you talking about my business wise or just everyday life when you
Anything that
looking
you
at
want to
this
come
question?
up with, go ahead.
Wow. I'm gonna say business wise. I mean, I'm in the financial industry and I just think that like right now I not only do investments, I'm also doing life insurance. And I'm seeing where before, we really didn't know a lot because we were just practically given by the little man that came by and collected from grandma, whatever. We were just given a certain amount. We just knew we were doing the right thing. Really weren't doing it the right way. Now that we have professionals in our community, it's like now that's beneath us to a degree. We're more interested in buying lashes and hair and cars and everything else, and like screw the family because if something were to occur, all of that would go away. Nobody be getting their hair done, nobody be driving in that car because all that's going away. And I just don't think that we realize the severity of it. The what that really would look like until it happens, and then there's a oh moment. So we need to be really thinking about what's really important when it comes to us getting up, whether we're working hard in a business or going to these 9 to 5s. Take care of your family, pay yourself.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Now that's something me and Mr. Brown will actually agree on when it comes to taking care of your family. Don't just take care of your family. Um, and yeah, I'm always gonna get on Mr. Brown, so don't feel like I'm coming for him. He knows this, but that's something we don't play about. You gonna take care of that family first, regardless.
Like, don't just tell me you love me, show me you love me. Let me be worth more in the ground than I am walking around here today.
Hello.
with Sonora. So I appreciate you being another person echoing what I say in a lot of settings, but you on point when now you build everything else except for death, right? So let's talk about all the living benefits. You bring that up and keep that. It's almost like saying you got to give them the plan, what they're going to do with the money while they're alive.
Hmm.
And I find a lot of people don't realize how creative they can be with this money. Like a lot of people think they're limited or it's restrictive or restricting. So if you add that piece to just letting them know, like this is literally freedom of money,
Hmm.
and I think that penetrates a lot more entrepreneurs. In my opinion, from where I stand, I affect more entrepreneurs, telling them the living benefits and how this is with the bank and how every business should have its own bank, and this is how you structure that bank. Um, it's so many different angles we can come from, but understanding that this is a pillar of wealth in
That's right.
business. In
That's right.
business, this is a pillar of wealth, not just something you get because you can afford it. Oh, you're a baller
Okay.
now,
Now,
so you got
now you hit
insurance.
it. Now
No, you
you
get the
hit it.
insurance while you're broke so you can qualify for more. Like
Exactly.
literally
Because you
get it while
qualify
you
for
have
it.
less money so you can qualify for more money when your business is functioning and has the paperwork lined up. So
That's
that's
right.
what you add that living benefit of the structure of your business being impacted directly by having it versus not having it. And I have clients come to me all the time. Yeah, they asked that on that application too. They did bring it up. And it looks different saying you're worth 300,000 but you own 1.5 million worth of stuff than saying you're worth 2 million, 3, 4, 5 million. That's a big difference on paperwork when you qualify. Ask Andy for real. And then
But
sit down with Andy and let her walk you through the steps of what's required to have your business funded. That's what we're really here for in Hello Houston. Like, we talk, but let's talk about getting money and establishing ourselves stable financially. Why would you asking Andy weird questions? Ask Andy. Andy, no, don't ask her for free though. Qualify on her schedule, and ask Andy if she put you in the right direction when it comes to the full structure of a business and business funding, and why the old way of doing things does not work. So you have to create new traditions in your family to be financially stable.
yeah.
Um,
And I think,
that's my world.
we forget, you said one key word in that sentence as you were speaking that's really stood out. You apply for it and you qualify for it. You're not just buying it like your car insurance. And I think that's where we're missing people. They're thinking that, it's just like any other, insurance on, to get insurance on their phone, but they won't buy insurance on themselves. That's another story. But anyway, you get me.
Sorry. We got to go back to the subject at hand, which is old traditions versus new traditions. And what Sonora speaking about is definitely accurate and should be a buzzword and should be in the back of everybody's head while they're setting these new traditions. Um, I'm Mr. Brown. This is Hello Houston. You see Andy as a moderator, T Coop and Tony. Go to HelloHouston.com. Click on the link at the top of Clubhouse. And hey, you can sign up to be a part of it, even if you're not in Houston, and get connected business wise. Because we're seeing this digital age allows us to do business across borders, across state lines, across countries. And we should take advantage of that as soon as possible and as early in it as possible. And this is the first step, joining groups that are engaged in positive business growth. We're here every morning, Monday through Friday. I want to say 7:15 to 8:15. We always go over because it's always a great conversation, and anyone's welcome. Just no disrespect. We don't take that too kindly.
So looking at the time, it is 8:15. I see we still got KT, Hugo, Tiffany, Bree Love, DT, and the other Travis that's on here. So we're gonna keep this going until probably like 8:30, 8:40, just so everybody can give their inputs. If you guys don't mind, sit tight. Let's see. KT.
Hey, did anybody talk about? I know y'all talk about respecting women and things like that. Anybody talk about old traditions of holding doors and like new tradition? You don't really see that anymore. I know I still hold like the doors of buildings for women, but I don't open car doors or anything. So I just wanted to hear the input on others on that aspect.
I definitely open doors. I'm an insurance man. I open doors for everybody. but definitely run around holding doors for my wife. Just intentional to impose.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the dough. Well, okay, here's the. I don't mind getting doors for women all day, every day, right? But man, I noticed that women, like, if they come, if I'm going into a joint and coming out of a joint and I hold the dough, I get a little extra something from the eyes when I do stuff like that these days. You know what I mean? I got to keep my head down while I hold that door open. You know what I mean? So, uh, but beyond that, uh, man, I, I tell my lady, I have to tell my lady sometimes, hey, babe, slow down. I'm gonna come get your dough because next thing you know, she whoop out the car, talking noise. You see what I'm saying? So when she, I have to pump her brakes sometimes. Hey, I got dough for you. You know what I mean? But beyond that, yeah, it's all good. I still enjoy it though, man. Getting the doors. You know what I mean? So all that good jazz. It's cool. Being a gentleman as they taught us. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I think that this new generation lacks manners. Like, I don't know how they were raised. It's just crazy. Like, I open her, and I'm a woman, but I open the door for my elders. Like, if I see, an elder trying to get out of their car or um, open the door, like, these kids are just open the door and let the little old man or the little old lady behind them let the door just shut in their face. And I'm like, man, y'all kids like fucking manners, really. And then, or if an older gentleman will hold the door for a young lady, she'll just walk right on in. No, thank you, sir, for holding the door. Like, I swear, these kids like manners. I'd be wanting to like slap all of them. Like, man, who is your mama? Who taught you this?
I'll still give up my seat if I'm sitting at a bar or something, whatever. When women walk in or elderly people walk in, I'll still give up my seat. If I see a woman or elderly person on side of the road, I will find us if there's a safe spot I can get tractor trailer pulled over off the road. I'll go back help them with a tire, this that whatever. You know what I mean? Flat tire. That's what It's just I don't know, just them, man. Now if I see a young woman and a more than able, capable dude on side of the road with her, I'm gone.
But is that really like should that be labeled tradition? Like I'm like you should just do that. How could you let an elderly person like I was at my grandfather's funeral this weekend and uh, one of the elders were down there viewing his body and he was like literally barely could walk and the pastor was asking him, do you need a wheelchair? And I just heard the pastor ask this elder gentleman, which the pastor is the elder too, asking him, does he need a wheelchair? And I went over and said, hey, can I help him get a wheelchair or what do you need to assist him? uh, and of course, the elder gentleman, he don't want no wheelchair. He ain't want nobody to help him, anything like that. But I'm like, is this a tradition? Why wouldn't you just help an elder, hold the door for an elder? Like there are elders.
Lack of manners, man. People just, I guess, I don't know. It's the sense of entitlement these days. Kids think, or I can't even say kids, so it's a lot of people, adults our age. Well, I'm older than a lot of y'all, so y'all's age, that just don't have manners. Like, I don't know how they were raised, but there is no manners.
I think it's a lack of the village, how the village used to raise the children, and I think that that's what's missing. And these younger kids that are now born, 2017 and up, I think those children are raised differently than the ones that were raised in the 90s, because that's where the entitlement is. If I'm if I'm remembering right, but the new children are growing up in a different time and they have respect, they have the manners, and they have a sense of community that's unspoken. And I can't explain it, but that's what it is. Well, that's I'm done.
Gotcha. Hugo, what's happening? Hugo, want to tap in right quick?
Hughley did the Rocky run. Let's not bring that up. Hughley did the Rocky run up those stairs,
Yeah,
man.
I saw that.
That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
no doubt. Damn, Hugo must be away from his phone. Hey,
Oh wait, we talking about me?
Yep.
yeah.
Life is
Oh, I got more. Don't worry about it. There's more stuff coming. So, uh, yeah, I'm actually coming back home tonight, so it's going to be fun. My last few hours here in the city of brotherly love. Old traditions, new traditions. I think we always need some old traditions, whatever it is, business, family, whether it's meals, because it always gives you that sense of home, that sense of upbringing. You know, there's always those connections that makes you feel connected to all the generations in your family or in your hometown, as well as, and then we have new traditions because, hey, world's constantly changing, so there's always guys new things that kind of come in, and love having both. It's whatever you're doing. In terms of old traditions, I'll just say I'm one of the people who grew up, doing sales in the '90s, so I like meeting people. Uh, I love going to eat, going to see where they are. I think that's the best way to close business. Everyone wants to be easy. Go to my website and sign up for my stuff, which I'm incorporating. But there's nothing like, so that was part of the reason I came up here to Philly, partly because I used to live up in this area as well as my niece is up here, but also trying to close some business, which actually looks very promising for the early part of next year, just doing some speaking up here. So that's what I love about old traditions. And then what I love about new traditions are things like Clubhouse and the ability to close business through a website and utilize both. And that way you can, I feel that you'll get more out of your business and also know more about your business. Can't wait to get back to Houston, though.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, you take care up there. Happy trails getting back to the H Town this evening. And so yeah, no doubt. Bree Love, you with us? Are you watering the garden, planting trees, brush hogging, tending the garden, taking care of a rental car? All right, we'll come back to you then. DT, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on? Good morning,
Oh, not
everybody.
much. Good morning. Good morning. Hit us right quick with the tradition.
Uh, I think y'all kind of touched on it already. What I noticed with the old traditions versus the new traditions, like I can't remember who exactly was speaking on it when they was talking about a village, right? Um, I was telling one of my partners the other day. It's funny how now the youngsters, and I say youngsters, because I'm 37 and I'm talking about people who like teenagers and under. They really don't have the respect for the older generation, and it's certain things that you see now um, happening on the news where it didn't happen like that back in the older days. For instance, now everybody getting robbed when before children and mothers and old people was off limits. Now everybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's no, and I'm not saying in any way anybody getting robbed is right, but nobody should be getting robbed at all. But it's just back in the older times, a lot of my uncles would say, anything like that involving with kids, older people, mothers, they was off limits. Like you did what you did in the streets to, other dudes, but children and everything else was off limits. So it's funny how you see like, nobody cares about certain things like that, like respect for, older people or children or women anymore. It's just like everybody kind of got their own way of operating. Nobody, there's no OGs or no men in the neighborhoods to kind of chastise dudes anymore. Like, hey man, don't do that. Hey, don't be out here doing this. Everybody kind of like, hide their face and go the other way, or turn the other way, or turn the other cheek. So that's kind of what I noticed.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
DT, I ask you, would you think it's they're letting a lot of stuff that didn't used to slide now, or do you feel like it's because you don't have the same people in the community?
Oh, they definitely. I think it's a little bit of both. They definitely let stuff that didn't slide now, but it's due to the fact that there aren't those staples in the community, those strong men, or who can chest size dudes, like.
All the OGs dead or in jail. What you saying?
Yeah, a lot of the OGs are in jail, or they left, or they left the hood, or they no longer being involved in that type of stuff. So they just like, I'm out of the hood. I ain't worried about them no more. Or and it doesn't necessarily have to be the hood. This is in communities, period. Um, you don't see it like that no more. Everybody kind of tend to their own house or their own way of living, and just let everybody do them.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Back when I was up, there used to be elders that like put fear in the community, not fear that they was going to destroy the community, but you knew if they came to talk to you, like they could potentially put their hands on you if they wanted to. But today's time, ain't nobody putting their hands on nobody because there's cameras out and there's going to be some repercussions and consequences behind this. I think that's the biggest problem. Ain't no fear, no.
Definitely, definitely.
It's a fear, but I think the fear is opposite because these young boys have pistols. Like we talking traditional, untraditional. Like we had our own dirt we did and moved a certain way, but like I seen on the news the Houston kid who bought a pistol to school because a Dallas kid he was bullied. It's because he was being bullied. It wasn't because he was necessarily a thug or necessarily in the streets. But it's more access and more I guess more access. Like these kids get to see stuff we didn't see, so they feel they can get away or pull off more stuff. But as far as respect, man, that's a long. Like Andy hit it on the head. Like there's certain levels of ways we were taught respect that was just wrong. Like we were being disrespected, being taught respect, and it didn't make sense. And then it's another level of saying, well, you understand, treat people how you want to be treated. Now, would you respect someone coming and cutting you off, or talking down on your culture, or not helping your grandmother? And I think about that all the time. Like I help people, and I'm glad Tony mentioned that. Like I help random strangers all the time, with the hope that somebody's gonna help my sons or help my mom or my wife, even with a genuine heart when I'm not in a position and I'm not able to, or if I'm not here because I'm out of town quite often for work. So you think you want to build a community you want to see, but if the people who need to see you doing it aren't seeing it done, then I mean, you still do it because you're you, but who does it affect more? You know, my son, obviously it'll affect my son because he has to associate and train, get along. But will it affect me? I'm not in the streets. I'm homebody. Like I enjoy my comforts when I'm not on the road traveling.
Cool. Tiffany, you tap in yet, Tiffany?
I only tapped in on the backside, but for me, like let's say for the holidays, a lot of things have changed for a lot of people. We have the community, but in my household, things change all the time. Last year, I had put up a fake uh, plastic tree on the wall sticker and had my daughter decorate that because I had to adapt.
Can anybody else hear Tiffany? Because I can't hear.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of.
Okay, Tiff, try it again. You kind of went away toward the after the first few words. Can you hear me, Tiffany? All right, she must be in a bad spot or something there. Breed Love, you back? Traditions, traditions. I find guys, a lot of these younger guys, a lot of these younger cats that want to appear to be rough and tough, really, to some degree, are open to having a chain yanked a little bit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they still need and want guidance. You know what I mean? They just they ain't figured out how to ask for it yet, but they want it. You know what I mean? So, uh, Can't give up on them. It's like this morning, as a matter of fact, with the disrespect deal. That's exactly what I was dealing with this morning. Right out the gate, I saw a message that this old boy posted. Classmate. It's on like a classmate's messenger thread or whatever, right? And so I yanked his chain about it. You know what I mean? And and you know how you can see everybody else coming to see what's going on after word probably got spread. Hey, Tony and so going back and forth, blah blah blah. But I'm like, listen, I said what I said, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know. So you don't like it, I don't give a damn. At the end of the day, so like I say, it is what it is. But we got DJ
That's
Travis with
online.
the smooth groove.
That's online bullying, Tony.
Listen,
Yeah, that is.
no, it was Tony saying, dude, that ain't okay. And that's what I did. I said, hey, dude, that ain't okay. I don't give a you. Hey, as a matter of fact, his message was something like, if you don't mind, or his question, it started off with, may I ask, right? And it was something so off the wall, he took it down right quick, right? And then he reposted it, and he claimed he reposted it because it had some misspelled words and so on and so forth. Like, dude, I saw it before you took it. You know what I mean? But that don't matter. Listen, if you have to ask if it's okay, then more than likely it ain't damn okay. So either way, call it what you want to. But either way, the way I see it is, you know, I had to yank his chain. None of the other guys in the group decided to do it, but I guess everybody, you know, might have got a little humor out of it or something. But still, it is what it is. You know,
You're not
if you're
wrong, though,
wrong,
Tony.
you're wrong. You know,
You're
if
not
you're
wrong,
wrong, you're
Tony.
wrong. I want one of y'all to pull me or yank my chain, right? If you see me or if I do say or whatever, I'd expect somebody, even in this clubhouse group, right, to yank my chain and be like, T, let me holler at you. Man, you might have want to did this a different way, you know, because of this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not a beyond or above reproach, you know. Yank my chain, guys, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, you know. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, guys, we're coming up on that 8:33 mark. Anybody got any closing comments? Anything else they want to add or chime in right quick before we duck out of here? I got another this or that while we in here. We already done it once before, but you know we coming up on the Thanksgiving time of the year, so we're gonna do it one more time. So anybody got anything they want to tap in on right?
And before you do this or that, just want to do a final announcement before we end the room. Before you do this or that, like I said, don't forget about the Focus Business Conference. The theme is sales and marketing. So please get your tickets for the Focus Business Conference coming up in March the 10th through the 12th. And also don't forget about the Vision Board party and it's hosting on December 11th. More details are coming for that as well. And like I said before, we are Googleable. Make sure you go to HelloHouston.com or just type in Hello Houston in the search box on Google, and yes, you will become a member as well. And that's all for now.
All right, cool. So here what we got. We've done this once before, but let's do it one more time, just for old time's sakes. Fried turkey, smoked turkey, or your traditional oven baked turkey.
Fried
Probably doing crab legs.
Man, I'm hurt between the smoked and the fried because I just smoked the turkey this weekend for the group.
Oh, come on now.
Ain't nothing
Oh,
like
come
a
on.
smoked turkey, man. And applewood. Ooh, but that fried different too. I don't know, man. I don't know. Not no regular turkey though. I damn sure know not.
Yes, smoked all the way.
Yes.
Well, smoked turkeys it is, then. Good God Almighty. Smoked or fried. Man, listen, I love that smoked turkey too, man. Smoked or fried. I can do either or. So, yeah. It's all good. Anybody else got something they want to lay out on the table right quick before we close the room?
Shout out to Mr. Brown for a good topic this morning. Thank you.
You know what? You know what I missed though growing up? That insurance guy used to come knocking on doors, door to door with that big ass binder book and carrying
That's
on,
an
you know what I mean?
old tradition right there. We don't do that no more.
Oh man, no way. I got a laptop, and that's about it. But nah, I appreciate the room getting on and started motivated in the right direction. But hello Houston, man. Y'all got. I don't think I'm gonna do the vision board. My wife says witchcraft, so I can't do witchcraft. But she also
what?
say
Sorry, sorry.
She calling everything witchcraft, Andy. It's like,
And
Yeah, Travis, that's what I'm about to tell you. Travis know what I'm talking
that's
about
how
when
she
he
got
when he
him.
did the blood cleaning. Shit, you had to be
She
using some
put a spell.
witchcraft. I was an animal. You saying something?
Was it something in the
But
red
yeah, that's
sauce,
all I'm
Mr.
saying.
Brown? Was it something in the red
I didn't
sauce?
eat none of her red sauce, man. I cook all the food right here. I'm a chef actually. I put on for the city, like, but ultimately, no. It's a good morning. Travis bringing the music in. I appreciate that. And Andy, I need to get on your schedule. Actually, I need to come to the South Side. So I was looking at your link. I didn't see your page again. Is it AskAndy.com?
Yes, AskAndy.com. It's gonna depend on what you're coming from. You might have to do.
Just like
Okay,
I
we'll
told you,
talk
I had
about
to
that.
reset. Yeah, I had to reset. So I want to reset. I got a year to get it together, so I want to get it right.
Well, let's
But
do it.
alrighty,
All
man. Y'all
right.
have a great day.
Wait, y'all just gonna let Whitney slide on this stage and not say nothing like that?
Man, Whitney, funny. Whitney, Whitney might be working.
No, no. I just came on to do the this or that because I knew I was late, so I was here for the this or that.
All right, cool. Well, if nothing else, I want you guys to be prosperous on today. Write down the
We want to
affirmation on
welcome
today.
everybody.
And I hope y'all made someone smile. Go ahead, Tony.
We want to thank y'all for coming through,
This guy.
checking out the smooth grooves of Hello Houston in the morning, 7:15 to 8:15, and sometimes we go over because we get on these smooth grooves and we float, float on. Come on, can you dig it?
Travis, this is totally your fault, bro. I swear to God, it's totally your fault. I'm making sure the recording fully understand. It's Pure Money, the dope dealer of the game of government contracting, Dr. Travis Davis, that got Tony in this mood. Okay? So I just
Yeah.
want to put that out there. It's not
that's
Andy.
the other
Don't just
Travis,
ask
Andy. That's the
Andy.
other.
Just ask Travis.
I said that's the other
Yeah,
Travis.
that's the
That
other
ain't me.
Travis.
That ain't me.
Oh man, look, love y'all. Listen, we can be serious as I say all the time, and we can have we can laugh. We're gonna start today off with a little laughter. Hey, listen, it's only gonna be a great day after that. It can't get worse. You are on a magical high musical journey with this Hello Houston room on Clubhouse. Come on out the hallways. Come on into the room. We got the blue light special. Come on.
The what?
Man,
All
what
right,
the?
y'all. Y'all be good. Bye, y'all.